Hey, I want to welcome everyone back to RealFoodBlog. Now, this is an episode that probably most of us won't have to watch, but for those of you that haven't done lasagna before or would like to find other ways to do lasagna, then this may be the episode for you. So basically, doing a quick, easy lasagna using a couple different cheeses. Using the, I like to use the boiled noodles, where you boil the noodles. We actually boil them. I think they have a tendency to come out better than the no bake. You can do the no bake to save time by any means. I just think that the boil have a better texture, right? And I like that better. Okay, but basically you can get this recipe for our sauce on the blog already. You can also check out the video to make the sauce. And the meatballs. This is a different version of that sauce, just because I took this batch out of the freezer, okay, and we used it for Avery the last day or two, and also for ourselves. We had spaghetti last night, but anyway, and so I was coming to the end of the grocery shopping week, right? I don't go grocery shopping until the weekend, and so we're trying to use stuff up. So I had some Italian sausage that I took out and added it to the sauce, the frozen sauce I took out. Okay, that's not on the blog. Okay, but you can find the recipe for this sauce on the blog, and this is how to assemble the lasagna. Okay, so let's show you what we're working with first, so we can see what we're doing here. So basically, I've taken. I boiled off the noodles in advance, and now I've got them in water, okay, to stop them from cooking. I've got the sauce here, the marinara sauce. This has got actually two types of meat in it. It has ground beef, and it also has some ground Italian sausage, okay, the sweet stuff. Just because Avery, I'm not giving her spicy stuff yet. Obviously, she's an Ortega, okay, she can handle it, I'm sure, but I'm going to go easy on her at the beginning, right? Anyway, and I've got a couple different kinds of cheeses. I've got some buffalo mozzarella that I've sliced up. I've got some, I guess it's like a garlic cheddar, which is, I'm interested in it. I've tasted it. It tastes really good. And this is a pecorino romano, which I'm going to use on each layer, okay, of the lasagna. So, and I've got a 9x11 casserole dish here, Pyrex dish that I'm using. You want to set the oven to about 350 degrees. You want to preheat your oven prior to doing this, okay? So I think I'm going to do that right now. So 350, okay? And so let's just start assembling everything. So the first thing you should do is you want to take your sauce, okay, and you want to ladle it on the bottom of your casserole dish, okay? And the reason you want to do this is you want to make sure that your noodles don't get dry. You want to make sure they don't stick to the bottom of the pan, and you want to make sure that they don't get dry. There's nothing worse than a dry lasagna, right? So you want to be a little generous with your sauce, okay, and cover the bottom of casserole dish like that, right? See that? Perfect. You can see the chunks of peppers and the chunks of Italian sausage in there, and the ground beef as well. Okay, so now what we want to do is, once we have the sauce down, we want to take about 3 of these lasagna noodles. And like I said, I like to use the ones of the boil noodles, just because I think that they have better texture, and I'm able to get them to where I want them to be. But you can use the no boil, right? Just as easily. Okay, so we get that down, and then we put about, I'd say, 3 ladles, okay, of sauce per layer, right? So that seems pretty good. Check this out. Okay, we're layering that. Forgive me for the lighting. I don't know if we've got great lighting today or not, but I'll work on that, okay? And then, here, let's see if we can get some more lighting. Here we go. Perfect. Okay. So then what I like to do is I like to put the sliced, okay, buffalo mozzarella, and basically you just slice it. You don't need to, you can tear it. You don't need to, well, it's hard to grate this, okay, just because it's so soft. But you want to put some down sporadically all over the place, right? And then we're going to follow it up with some of this roasted garlic cheddar. And I tasted it earlier, it's pretty darn good, so I approve. Okay? So then we're going to take some of that pecorino romano, okay, and we're going to add it just enough to cover that one layer, okay, and then we're going to repeat the process. So then we're going to put more noodle, okay, and more noodle. Okay, so now we start all over again. So now we got the noodles down. So now we're going to put the sauce down. Like I said, about 3 ladles of sauce per layer. That's what it works out to be when you're working with the 9x11 casserole dish. Okay. So then I'm going to put some more. And I'll show you this layer when I get done with it. I'll put some more buffalo mozzarella down. You can use anything. I just was able to get this for like a steal, like $2.50 for a log of it. Usually it's about $7 or $8 for a log. So, grocery outlet. Okay, so I'm just breaking it up, and you'll see that. I'm going to show you. Okay, so check this out. I'm just breaking it up. Okay, and I'm layering it, and then I'm adding the this garlic cheddar, and it's like a milky cheddar. Okay, so it's not. It's really like creamy, is what I meant. Not milky, like creamy. Okay, so now we had that. Now we're going to add another shredding of pecorino. If you just had Parmesan, you definitely want to use that. Okay? Definitely. So now, we repeat the process. Okay? So we add more noodle. Right? What I like about lasagna, you could use anything. You could use a cream sauce, you could use any type of cheese you want, you can use any type of meat. You don't have to use meat, you can use vegetarian, you can do a bechamel sauce with mushrooms to make it, you know, vegetarian or whatever. Ladle the sauce down again. Okay. Now, add the cheese. This is becoming a 10-minute lasagna. Just assemble the darn thing, let alone bake it. It's worth it. I'll have leftovers out of this, right, for lunches. Well, if it goes that far, right? If it lasts that long. But I can make a bigger lasagna if I needed to, because I got extra noodles actually that I baked off, or that I boiled off rather. Okay, so now we're going to put another layer of the garlic cheddar. It's like a white cheddar. Okay, and then pecorino. You're like, okay, I can do this, right? I got it. Everyone's done lasagna before. If you haven't, then just, you know, this is a different, probably a little bit different version. Slightly different, probably, than what you normally do. But it's great to see different lasagnas out there and how they're assembled, how they're put together. It gives you ideas. At least it does for me. Okay, so then we're going to do the noodles. And I think the more layers, the better. So if you've got a bigger dish, like a bigger casserole, and I think that's, I use a roasting pan when I do the bigger lasagnas, right? I'll use actually this roasting pan right here. Okay, to do it. But you really don't want to see that. It's a funeral lasagna. Okay, so another, you get the point, right? 3 layers, ladles, 1 layer, rather. Okay, I think I might be able to get, I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, so I was going to go for 1 more, but you can see right here with this thing that it's pretty stacked, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to top it with more sauce. This is the final layer, okay? Because I don't want the pasta to get dry. The oven has been preheated. That was that sound that just went off. Okay. I really want to save some of the sauce for Avery for her pasta for the next couple days. So I'm going to set that aside. You're welcome, Avery. Okay, so now we're going to put the last layer of mozzarella, right? Just put it all over the place. Alright. Now, the rest of the garlic cheddar. Okay? And then a good amount of this pecorino romano. And I think we're good to go. Wow. So, if I had 1 cheese, I'd probably just use 1 cheese and the pecorino, because I had about 2 or 3 cheeses that were left, but they weren't enough to make a whole lasagna with one of them, right? With only one of them, I had to use a couple different cheeses to make this happen, and that's just stretching it, right? I want to be heavy-handed with this top layer, the pecorino romano. I want it to get all brown, bubbly, golden crust, and oops, getting crazy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Okay? As Seinfeld would say. Pecorino romano. It's fantastic. Salty, nutty, cheesy. Well, it took 15 minutes to assemble this lasagna. Well worth it. Check it out. Check that out. It's going to be all bubbly and golden goodness that's going to happen from this, okay? So, that's assembling a lasagna. It takes about 45 minutes, about 40 to 50 minutes, an hour at the very most at 350. So, great lasagna right here from our family to yours on the Real Food Blog. And we'll see you next time right here on the Real Food Blog. Just gotta look at the lasagna one more time. Look at that. Look at those layers. Crazy. Okay. Check you next time. Thanks for watching.